of people don't take their medication as prescribed. Some never even fill their prescription, even if they don't feel well. Missing or not taking medication can be deadly. For questions about medication, your local Health Mart pharmacy is here to help. For fast, friendly service and affordable prices every day, visit your local Health Mart pharmacy, Bowling Green Pharmacy, located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green.
Don't have time to stop by the bank? That's not a problem if you're a customer of People's Bank and Trust. With our mobile and online banking service, you can now bank from anywhere. Deposit checks, pay bills, transfer funds between accounts, check the latest activity on your account, and view images of your checks, all from the convenience of your desktop and smartphone. So start banking on your schedule and download the People's Bank and Trust app today. People's Bank and Trust, hometown banking the way it should be. Member FDIC.
Pike County Health Department Home Health and Hospice is seeking compassionate nurses to join our work family. We offer competitive pay, great benefits, and flexible scheduling. Don't wait. Apply today at pikecountyhealth.org.
Area high school sports on Eagle 102. Brought to you by Cellular and Satellite Center, Pike County Memorial Hospital, and Community State Bank of Missouri.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
It's time now for the Eagle 102 pregame show, sponsored by Bowling Green Pharmacy.
Baseball action this afternoon from Payson-Seymour. It's Pittsfield taking on the Payson-Seymour Indians, so it's the Indians taking on the Saukees here today, and it should be a good afternoon for baseball. And Pittsfield looks like they're getting warmed up, they're getting loose, and they seem loose in a good way. So it looks like they've definitely come ready to play today. This is a win that they need to have continuing going into their postseason action, which is coming up here shortly. We got some seedings and some rankings that were released as well, and you can find those on our Facebook page at kjfmradio.com as well. So we have all of that there for you and more as Pittsfield gets ready today. They've had some pretty big wins as of late and had some quality starts as of last week as well when we saw them take on New Berlin. So should be a good game this afternoon. We'll get with your keys to the game next on Eagle 102.
Eagle 102 Game of the Week coverage brought to you by Central State Bank of Illinois, Hanel's Service Station, and Lynn's Heritage House.
It's a great time to buy or sell a home. I'm Vicki Cadwalder, and I take pride in offering skills that make the process go smoothly from beginning to end. Even after closing, I enjoy staying in touch and being there to help you if you have any other needs or questions. During the process, I'll work closely with your lender and other professionals to make it as effortless as possible. I'm here with you every step of the way, so when you're ready to buy or sell, call me and we'll create a personalized plan just for you. Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, loving our small town life.
Your car, your stuff, your savings. Combine your auto and renter's insurance with a call to State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana, and let Cindy show you how to put life back in your life insurance. Auto, home, and life. Make your wallet happy. Here to help life go right, State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana.
Bowling Green Tractor wants to change the way you think about yard work with their Ego 56-volt ARC lithium battery-powered lawnmowers, weed eaters, blowers, trimmers, and chainsaws. At Bowling Green Tractor, you can walk in and see for yourself just how easy these products are to handle. Bowling Green Tractor, your home for Ego. Power beyond belief.
As many as 50% of people don't take their medication as prescribed. Some never even fill their prescription, even if they don't feel well. Missing or not taking medication can be deadly. For questions about medication, your local Health Mart pharmacy is here to help. For fast, friendly service and affordable prices every day, visit your local Health Mart pharmacy, Bowling Green Pharmacy, located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green.
Follow area high school sports on KJFM Radio. Brought to you by Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats, Young Enterprises, and Family Drug.
Time now for the Eagle 102 Keys to the Game on KJFM, sponsored by Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate in Louisiana.
And our keys to the game this afternoon, I think the biggest key to the game for Pittsfield is to keep playing the way that they've been playing. They have an 86% win percentage this season so far, and 19-3 is their overall record. They're 3-0 in the Pike County Conference, so they are leading the conference, and so they have a game against the Saukees, and they have a game against the Saukees, and so they have a game against the Saukees, and so they have a game against the Saukees, and so they have a game against the Saukees, and so they have a game against the Saukees, and so they have a game against the Saukees, and so they have a game against the Saukees, and so they have a game against the Saukees, and so they have a game against the Saukees, and so they have a game against the Saukees, and so they have a game against the Saukees, and so they have a game against the Saukees, and so they have a game against the Saukees, and so they have a game against the Saukees, and so they have a game against the Saukees, and so they have a game against the Saukees, and so they have a game against the Saukees, and so they have a game against the Saukees, and so they have a game against the Saukees, and so they have a game against the Saukees, and so they have a game against the Saukees, and so they have a game against the Saukees, and so they have a game against the Saukees, and so they have a game against the Saukees 5-15 Payson-Seymour Indians this afternoon. And so Pittsfield, they have some players that have definitely shined bright this season, and one of those being Brennan Tomhave, and he has a .984 ERA. We'll see Connor Howell this afternoon, we will see Clayton Reinhardt this afternoon, and then he'll be from the bump for Pittsfield. And then we also have some offensive power in Nolan Daniel, and so if Payson-Seymour is looking to get the win today, they're going to have to keep him off the base path or keep people off the base path before him, because he's knocking those runs in and has a pretty good on-base percentage himself. So Pittsfield's got to stay the course, continue to play the way that they've been playing, 19-3 so far this season, and so they'll have postseason action coming their way, and every game counts. Get any better for that one and done possibility whenever it comes to postseason. Looks like umpires and coaches are exchanging things at home plate currently, talking about rules, so we will get ready for the starting lineups next on Eagle 102.
Eagle 102 Game of the Week coverage brought to you by Cliff and Cara at Show Me Caviar and State Farm in Pittsfield.
Hello, this is Brittany Hinkey with Community State Bank of Missouri. Now is the perfect time to start saving for retirement. Community State Bank offers competitive rates on traditional and Roth IRAs. Unlike most investments, some contributions may be tax deductible and will grow either tax deferred or tax free. Come in and see one of our IRA representatives in Troy or Bowling Green to maximize your savings opportunities today. Community State Bank of Missouri, your hometown community bank since 1887, member FDIC.
As many as 50% of people don't take their medication as prescribed. Some never even fill their prescription, even if they don't feel well. Missing or not taking medication can be deadly. For questions about medication, your local Health Mart pharmacy is here to help. For fast, friendly service and affordable prices every day, visit your local Health Mart pharmacy, Bowling Green Pharmacy, located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green.
Ingram Plumbing has always been known for its outstanding plumbing service. But did you know that Ingram's is also the largest retail plumbing supply store in the area? We carry Delta faucets, a complete line of Whirlpool tubs and showers, jacuzzi pumps, and many other specialty items. Stop by Ingram Plumbing today, Highway 61, Bowling Green.
At Pike County Memorial Hospital, we know how important athletics are for your kids, but with an active lifestyle of sports comes health risks and safety hazards. As a certified athletic trainer at PCMH, I work closely with our primary care physicians, orthopedic doctors, and physical therapists. We can make a difference between safe play and dangerous injuries for your athletes. Working with Bowling Green Clopton and Louisiana schools, our goal is to provide the best possible outcome for your athletes. I'm Eric Schaefer, certified athletic trainer at Pike County Memorial Hospital. I'm at work while your athletes are at play.
High school sports on your area sports leader, Eagle 102. Brought to you by Bowling Green Tractor, Vicki Cadwalder, Real Estate, and Ingram Plumbing.
The Eagle 102 starting lineups on KJFM are sponsored by Community State Bank of Missouri in Bowling Green and Troy.
Game of the Week coverage brought to you by Lynn's Heritage House, Ackles Farm Market, and Northeast Missouri Title Company.
Royal Banks is your community bank with locations throughout St. Louis, St. Charles, Northeast Missouri, Granite City, and Jerseyville, Illinois. A Royal Bank branch is not far away. Royal Banks bring experienced staff and products and services designed to meet your professional and personal financial needs. Investing in our communities, one client at a time. Call 314-212-1500 today. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC and equal opportunity lender.
When you support a locally owned pharmacy, you're contributing to the growth of the community. The dollars you spend stay right here to support our local community. Family Drug is your locally owned pharmacy, and their pharmacists have a personal commitment to their communities because just like you, they support their community. Family Drug, locally owned and hometown proud on Georgia Street in Louisiana.
The most complete coverage of high school sports is on Eagle 102, and it's brought to you by Mid-America Auto and Towing, the Mercantile Bank, and Pike County Mutual Insurance.
So they started with the national anthem a little early this afternoon, so let's go ahead and take a look at those starting lineups for the Pittsfield Saukees. They'll bat first today, leading off number 7, Luke Sachs. He'll be your catcher, followed by the first baseman, Brennan Tomhave. Nolan Daniel playing center field and batting third. In your cleanup spot, it's Connor Allen. He'll be playing left field. Justin Pennock is at shortstop today. Hayden Gratton batting in the 6th spot. 7-hole belongs to Draven Peterbow, and he's your designated hitter today. Isaac Helms is in the 8 spot, and then rounding out the lineup for the Pittsfield Saukees is Luke Archer, and he'll be playing right field. So it goes Sachs, Tom Have, Daniel, Allen, Pinnock, Grattan, Peterbow, Helms, and Archer for the Saukees. For the Indians this afternoon, leading things off, it'll be Blake Shorts. He'll be playing third base. Wyatt Nyson is playing shortstop today and batting second. In the 3 spot, Ashton Ertz playing center field. The 4 spot belongs to the pitcher, Connor Howe, followed by Dalton Phillips. He is your designated hitter. Hunter Miller is your catcher today and batting 6th. Batting 7th is Nolan Sparks. He'll be playing second base. The 8 spot belongs to the first baseman, Lane Barker, and then rounding out the lineup for the Indians, it's Richie Martin playing right field. So it's Schwartz, Neeson, Ertz, Howe, Phillips, Miller, Sparks, Barker, and Martin for the Indians. We'll get ready to set the defense this afternoon as they may or may not be doing starting lineups. I know that they did the national anthem that kind of caught everyone off guard. It was quiet and out of a speaker in right field, it sounded like. So kind of distant, kind of far, and it doesn't look like they're doing starting lineups. So we'll go ahead and we'll just set the defense here for the Indians as they get ready to take the field. In left field, it's Brian Dyker. In center field, Ashton Ertz, followed by Richie Martin over in right field. Blake Shorts is at third base. Wyatt Nyson is at shortstop. Nolan Sparks at second base, and Lane Barker is at first base. Behind the plate, it's Hunter Miller, and on the bump, it is Connor Howe for Payson-Seymour. Pittsfield Saukees, I think they have about 6 or 7 players out on the field getting some swings in prior to this ball game as they're checking out the pitcher Howe, all getting their timing down, and now they've broken into dance. So some sort of feel good over there. Every one of them dancing. For the Saukees, we'll run down that lineup again. It's Luke Sachs, Brennan Tom Have, Nolan Daniel, Connor Allen, Justin Pinnock, Hayden Grattan, Draven Peterbow, Isaac Helms, and then rounding out the lineup, it's Luke Archer. So it'll be Sachs, Tom Have, Daniel to lead off this ball game. If anybody gets on, it will be Allen. An interesting warm-up for Connor Howe. He's got some mechanics he seems to be working on to get ready. Comes set right at the top of his cap. That's where his glove and hand are placed before dropping his hands down and making the pitch. They're going to throw the ball down to second base, and we're going to be ready for baseball. And leading off, it'll be Luke Sachs. He bats from that left-hand side. We've seen him at the top of the lineup quite a bit this season. Also the catcher for the Saukees. So he digs in, and he takes ball 1. It goes to the backstop, shorter backstop today. It's that metal fencing, and it's kind of curled up at the ends. So don't believe that they did that on purpose, but by any means, if it hits off of the bottom of the curled metal, it could make it bounce lots of different ways. And that's in for a strike. Taking that first strike there is Sachs. So 1-1 the count to the batter at the start of this ball game. The next pitch from Howe. This one hit high and foul. It's going to go to the tennis court behind us. Now 1-2. Nice big scoreboard in center field. A big field here as well. They have a monster of a wall in left. Tried to take something off of it. Tailed way too much. Now 2-2. The next pitch from Howe. That one's in the dirt to the backstop. Picking it up is Hunter Miller. Skipped a few times, ran up over his shoulder and to the backstop. So 3-2, a battle here for Sachs. Takes it on that left side, and he takes ball 4. Tough one to take, but that's how his first at-bat goes. And a base runner for the Saukees. That brings Brennan Tomhave to the plate. First pitch to Brennan. This one is fouled. High, far, back towards the road. Oh, and it's across the road over to the school. So somebody's going to have a longer walk for this one. That's strike one. Long strike at that. The next pitch from Powell. Stealing second base is Sachs. Throw beats him, hits off his cleat, and bounces into the outfield. He will stand up, though, as he had a head-first dive and kicked up as much dust as possible. He's in there safely, though. And 2 strikes on the batter, Tomhave. Big lead for Sachs at second. The next pitch, this one is lined into left field. It's a single for Brennan Tomhave. It gets past the left fielder, Diker. Here comes Sachs. He's going to take home, and so Pittsfield Saukees get on the board, and Brennan Tomhave had delayed stopped before going to second base, so he was just waiting to make sure the run was coming in and watching where the throw was going. Took second base, though, so you have a single and an error that hit into left field, but the Pittsfield Saukees get on the board thanks to Tomhave. And taking that pitch on the outside is Nolan Daniel. No outs for Pittsfield. With Daniel at the plate, Tomhave at second base. The next pitch from Hal. This one carries out of the zone as well. Big lead for Tomhave. 2-0 the count on the batter, Daniel. Gets the look from Hal before throwing the next pitch. Make it 3-0. That one just a little bit too low. Looking to build here. Got to get back to even. It's going to probably plate one here for Nolan Daniel. Let's see if he's swinging or if he's taking. And he takes ball 4, gets past the catcher, so taking third base is Brennan Tomhave. Throw is there and gets lost in a cloud of dust. Man, it's dusty over here today. Not windy, but whenever we get to sliding and diving out in the field, lots of dust is kicking up everywhere. Tough to see. So that's ball 4. Now runners at first and third. Assuming Daniel will make his way to second base here shortly. But at the plate is the 4 spot, Connor Allen, and he hits this one hard to second base. They get it on the 1 hop. They get the out at second base. The run comes across to score. And are they going to call him safe at first? No, they're able to turn the double play. So Connor Allen out at first base as well. So add on that double play. Just waited back far enough and waited long enough. Sparks was able to get the 1 hop off that line drive that looked like it could make it up the middle. He got the 1 hop, tosses it to second base. They turn it quickly. That was Wyatt Nyson, who got the ball over to Lane Barker with a nice stretch at first base. This one's chopped foul by Pinnock. 2 runs on the board for the Saukees. And the bases are empty. Pinnock looking to start things off with 2 outs. Trying to get something going again. That one's in for a strike. Top of the letters. 0-2. The next pitch from Hal. Off speed, tried to get him to chase. That didn't work. 1-2. Here comes Hal. This one fouled into his foot. So the count now 1-2 again. Very vocal umpire behind home plate. 1-2, 2 outs, bases empty. 2 runs have come across the plate to score in the top half of the first for the Pittsfield Saukees. This one, pretty much same thing happened. Foul ball right off the foot, kind of danced between the legs of Pinnock before rolling our way. We're sitting on the third base side. Concession stand over to our right. Down that first baseline. Off speed and turned on by Pinnock, but it's right into the glove of Blake Schwartz, who did a little bit of a hop to catch that line drive. Out number 3. We're headed to the bottom of the first inning. The Pittsfield Saukees, they have the lead. It's 2-0 on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage brought to you by Advanced Physical Therapy, Rick Ridehouse Insurance Agency, and Bowling Green Veterinary Clinic.
Welcome to Vast National Bank. How can I help you?
Hey, I'm here to talk to someone about a loan.
Oh, I'll grab you the L97B. We call it the Just Talking form.
What about actually applying for a loan?
Oh my, let me pop in the toner cartridge. Hey Bill, you want to pass me the big stapler?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go to People's Savings Bank.
Skip the mega banks. When you need a loan, visit People's Savings Bank. The people you know and trust. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The Mercantile Bank of Louisiana is introducing MercBK Mobile with the ability to take a picture of your check and deposit it into your Mercantile Bank account. You'll never have to worry about getting to the bank. Find more information by visiting mercbk.com. The Mercantile Bank, located on the corner of 3rd and Georgia Streets in downtown Louisiana. Member FDIC.
Area high school sports on Eagle 102. Brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, State Farm Insurance, Cindy Blaylock agent, Perkins Electrical Services, and Bowling Green Pharmacy.
Let's set the defense for the Pittsfield Saukees as they take the field in the bottom of the first inning here with a 2-0 lead. Connor Allen in left field, Nolan Daniel in center field, Luke Archer in right. At third base, Hayden Gretton. Justin Pinnock is playing shortstop today. Isaac Helms is at second base. Brennan Tomhave at first. Behind the dish, it's Luke Sachs, and then Clayton Reinhardt gets the start today from the bump. Do a rundown of Payson-Seymour's lineup one more time. So leading off, Blake Schwartz, followed by Wyatt Nyson. Ashton Ertz is in the 3 spot. 4-hole hitter Connor Howe. Dalton Phillips is your designated hitter today, batting in the 5 spot. Hunter Miller, Nolan Sparks, Lane Barker, and then Richie Martin to round out the lineup for the Indians. So it'll be Schwartz, Nyson, Ertz, and if anybody gets on, it'll be Howe. Facing Reinhardt today for the Saukees. A couple of loud outs in that top half of the first inning. There was a double play that really killed the momentum, and Pinnock did all he could to drive an off-speed pitch down that third baseline, just couldn't get past the third baseman, Blake Schwartz. And that's who will lead things off. So a good play usually translates well to the box. So let's see how Schwartz does today against Reinhardt. Reinhardt starts him off with a ball on the outside corner, tailing towards the left-handed batter's box. Same thing there. Getting a little bit on top of it. Sachs is urging him to fix that release point. Incoming set is Reinhardt. This one's in there, though. Oh, they do not call that one a strike. Right there across the dish, but must have been too far inside. We are sitting down that third baseline. Depth perception can be turned off a little bit. We know it was a tight zone in that first inning. And so 4 balls and a walk to start this ball game. This bottom half of the first. And that's how things started for the Saukees. And they were able to put up 2 on the board. Brings Nyson to the plate. Wyatt Nyson is wearing number 1, batting from the right-hand side. Shortstop today for the Indians. That one's elevated. So he's thrown 5 balls, no strikes. And Luke Sachs is going to walk out and talk to him for a second, try to calm down his pitcher. Seems like he's kind of rushing. He's getting the ball back. Maybe a little bit of frustration after throwing 4 straight balls. They talk it over. Maybe they share a laugh. Maybe they talk about what's going wrong. Some very classic jerseys for the Payson-Seymour Indians. Got a blue top with some gray numbers and letters and some white outline on those. Looks really good, looks really clean. Opted for gray pants, blue belt. Most of them have blue cleats. Try 7 balls in a row from Reinhardt, as that's ball number 2 on Nyson. That one's low. Really struggling to find that zone. Misses high, then he misses low. All over the place. He'll settle in though. Here's the next pitch from Reinhardt. That one elevates, sets ball 4. 2 walks in a row, 8 straight balls. And into the batter's box is Ertz. Ertz, the center fielder today. He has 2 runners on. Could easily tie this ball game or take the lead. That's the first strike today. Out of the hands of Reinhardt, it comes to Ertz. So 0-1. Good start and something to build off of. And that one's in there for a strike 2. Now he's found his sweet spot, found his groove. Let's see if he can put him away here. Reinhardt is definitely taking it up a notch on the focus, and this one is lined hard into left field. Going back, and it's off the glove of Connor Allen. He was tracking it all the way and just let it off the end of his glove. He gets it in quickly. Now bases loaded for Payson-Seymour. Just a routine fly ball. Continued to carry on him. Squeezed too early, booted it to the wall. Brings in the 4 spot, Connor Howell. So a pitcher versus pitcher matchup. And this one is hit on the ground. They're going to call it foul right on that opposite side of third base. So strike 1. Howell digs in. Coming set is Reinhardt. And this one's in the dirt. 1-1. Bases loaded for Payson-Seymour here in the bottom of the first inning. Reinhardt on the bump. 2 of those were freebies. A walk. Well, all of them are actually freebies. He had 2 walks and an error. This one is popped up high over the fence foul. One, 2. Howell dig in. Moves up in the box and closer to the plate. This one, he's out in front of it, casting his hands. He knocks it foul. Reinhardt trying to get his first out here. Whoo, just missing on that outside corner. Good framework. 2-2. Nowhere to put him, so they're going to have to work here. 3-2. Dangerous spot to be. You don't want to walk him in. 3 balls, 2 strikes. All freebies so far for Payson-Seymour. The long look from Reinhardt, and he tosses over to first base. Brennan Tomhave catches it running towards the dugout. Was kind of traveling on him. Wanted to make sure he could catch that ball, because if it gets past, you have 1, if not 2 runs that come across the plate to score. This one fouled out of play, so spoiling it is Howell. He's in that 4 spot for a reason. Gonna be a tough out here. 3-2. Here comes Reinhardt. This one is hit high into right field. Tracking it, going to have to make a run in. And making the catch is Archer. He's going to toss it home. Throws offline and in safely is Schwartz. So Payson-Seymour gets on the board with a sacrifice fly to right field. So runners at first and second base with one out. 2-1 is our score. Pittsfield is leading Payson-Seymour. But it's Dalton Phillips, the designated hitter, at the plate. They're going to check on the runner over at first base again. Check on him again. Runners at the corners. Reinhardt has yet to throw a pitch to Phillips. Here comes the first one. And it's a little high. Reinhardt may be a little razzed right now. That one's high. They're going to throw down to second base. Luke Sachs has the throw in time, and they call him out at second. Sliding in safely to home, though, is Nyson. So they get the out at second. So they give up the run for that. Bases are now clear. This ball game is tied. And Phillips back in the box. He takes strike one. 3-1 now the count. The next from Reinhardt. This one's in there. Oh, no it's not. They call ball 4. So now, runner at first base. So after getting rid of those base runners, find one on the bases again. That brings Miller to the plate. This will be his first time seeing Reinhardt today. First time through the lineup. It's Hunter Miller at the plate. He's your catcher. Big swing there. That's strike one. Runner at first base. 2-2 our ball game. So this one got tied up thanks to some unfortunate events. Next pitch. This one's fouled back to the screen. Make it 0-2. Have some room to work. Can waste a pitch here if need be. But we've been all over the zone, so I don't know how much wasting you want to do. Lots of pitches thrown already here as we make our way just through the first inning. That one's off speed. Freezes him, and it's strike 3. We're headed to the top of the second inning. This game is tied at 2 on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage brought to you by Castile's Color Wheel, PJ's Salon, and Meyer Implement Company.
On every journey, you should enjoy peace of mind. I'm Corey Buchanan at Pike County Mutual Insurance Company. We take pride in keeping you protected. That's why we offer discounts for good students, safe driving, and more. Trust us to look out for the road ahead. For a free insurance quote on your home, auto, farm, or ATV needs, give myself or
Shelley Clucky
a call today. Pike County Mutual Insurance Company on the square in Bowling Green.
From the classic cheesesteak and rich crab cakes, a Taste of Philly in Bowling Green is a fan favorite. A meal ready for you before or after the game, and game day jerseys are welcome. Open 7 days a week. A Taste of Philly, Business Highway 54 West in Bowling Green.
Follow area high school sports throughout the season on Eagle 102. Brought to you by Veolia Landscape Supply, Royal Banks, and a Taste of Philly.
Bringing you all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth. Sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
were all knotted up at 2 to start this top half of the second inning, as Pittsfield had a little bit of issues with control from the pitcher's bump. So that was Reinhardt, who couldn't really find the strike zone. There was 2 walks in a row, followed by an error in left field off the glove of Connor Allen. After that, the Payson-Seymour Indians just kind of took advantage of what was given to them and were able to get timely hits, move people around. We had a sacrifice fly to right field. That got 1 run in, and then the second run came in whenever they opted for the out at second base. And they got the runner that was stealing but taking home plate in return. And so our game all knotted up at 2. And leading things off for Pittsfield, it's going to be Hayden Gratton, followed by Draven Peterbow. Then it'll be Isaac Helms. If anybody gets on, Luke Archer will step in the batter's box and have his turn at the pitcher, Connor Howell. So it'll be 6, 7, 8. If anybody gets on, it'll be the 9 spot. Then we'll turn this lineup over. As we mentioned, Pittsfield had some loud outs in that top half of the first inning. They were able to put up 2 runs on the board. Took advantage of a walk. And then the other runs came from hits. Throw goes down, and into the batter's box, Hayden Gratton. He's doing some maintenance work to that right-hand side of the batter's box. There's some holes where right-handed hitters have stood. He filled those in with dirt, raked it out with his cleats, and now he'll squash the bug in the back. Takes ball 1. Howell comes set. Here's the next one. Make it ball 2. Smaller zone this afternoon, but consistent. This one is hit hard into center field. Going back and watching it into his glove is the center fielder, Ashton Ertz. So another big line out for the Saukees. So that brings Peterbow, the DH, to the plate. Peterbow wears number 23. Normally get to see him have some time at third base this season. Today he's just a DH, though. He takes ball 1 on the outside. Digs back in, gets his hands wagging up top high. This one is chopped to the shortstop. Stops it on that backside. He's going to have to be quick. And a big stretch at first base by Lane Barker. That's 2 outs. He went into the hole, kind of fielded it on that backside as it ran up his arm, but tossed it over to first base just in time to get Peterbow. That brings Isaac Helms to the plate. Ball 1 skips off the catcher's glove and heads to the backstop. As Helms gets ready. Do his practice swings in the box. He whiffs on a big one there. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. This one is lined into center field. Right where he needs to be, though, is Ashton Ertz. He records 2 outs in that top half of the second. 3 down, and we're headed to the bottom of the second inning here. We're all knotted up at 2 on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage brought to you by Bibb Beach and Collier Funeral Homes, Sun Window Company, and Center Locker Service.
It's a great time to buy or sell a home. I'm Vicki Cadwalder, and I take pride in offering skills that make the process go smoothly from beginning to end. Even after closing, I enjoy staying in touch and being there to help you if you have any other needs or questions. Call me and we'll create a personalized plan just for you. Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, loving our small town life.
Community State Bank of Missouri in Bowling Green and Troy, where the #1 priority is the customer and adding new services to help simplify your life and building a strong, high-performance financial services organization. Community State Bank in Bowling Green and Troy, your community bank since 1887, member FDIC.
The area's best coverage of high school sports on Eagle 102, brought to you by Pike County Health Department, People's Savings Bank, and All Parts.
2-2 is our score this afternoon. It's the bottom of the second inning. And the throw goes down. Reinhardt still on the bump for Pittsfield. Nice throw from Sachs as we get things underway. Nolan Sparks will be in the batter's box, batting from the right-hand side. Your second baseman today wearing number 16. And the first one, just taken a little outside. So Reinhardt will start this count off with the ball. And the next, tailing a little bit further outside, so that'll be ball 2. Coming set is Reinhardt, and the next pitch, just a little bit high and a little bit out, says the umpire, so it'll be 3-0. The next pitch from Reinhardt. Just missing on that outside corner. Coach Jared Hines, he wants to know where they're at because they are looking good, but they're just a little bit too far out. So they're going to have to bring it over the middle of the plate to get that strike call today. So another walk issue by Reinhardt. And getting his jump at first base. It's the runner, and they're going to square to bunt. Not taken. So it'll be a strike. Doing everything he could to get his runner to second base. That was Lane Barker. And that one swung on and missed. So Reinhardt turned it up there. Now 2 strikes on the batter. Runner at first is Sparks. This one hit high in the air, and it's back towards us. It'll be foul. Made its way near the parking lot. 2 strikes on the batter. Runner at first base. Pittsfield taking on Payson-Seymour this afternoon. At Payson-Seymour, this one fouled hard back to the screen. And Barker will take his time before digging into the batter's box. Off speed. Got a halfway check. They're not going to call him on it. It'll be 1-2. Good pitch. Attack that outside corner. That one's low. 2-2. So a couple of waste pitches, trying to get him to chase. Didn't happen. That runner's still at first base dancing around. This one is lined foul. So they'll try 2-2 again. At least no ball has been added to the count. As we've seen some issues whenever it comes to 3 balls for Reinhardt. Just a small zone this afternoon, so he's working with what he's got. 2-2. Oh, he froze him and made him jump out of the way. And they're going to call it inside. Now 3-2. Good pitch. Really fooled the hitter. May have fooled home plate. So 3-2 the count on Barker. He comes set. And a late strike call, and that's strike 3. So it's a strikeout for Reinhardt, and that's how the first out is recorded here in the bottom of the second. And Coach Jared Hines out to talk. We'll see if he's going to let Reinhardt continue or if he's just going to talk about things. So we'll keep it here until we figure that out. If there is a pitching change, we'll have a break, but looks like he just wants to talk. Throwing a lot of pitches, so we could see another arm today. So it looks like they're just wanting to talk. Coach Hines is likely going to get the call to, hey, it's time to head back to your dugout, let him play. But he wants to talk to his pitcher about something in the zone and figuring that out. Unless he is going to make a pitching change, he's pointing around. So maybe it's the, if you don't get out of this inning, or if you don't get this next out, then such and such is coming in. So we'll see what they do here. As it look like Reinhardt is still in possession of that ball, so he'll continue pitching this afternoon after talking about things. Taking some time to slow down, as sometimes it seems that the game can get away from you. Runner at first base, 1 out. The 9 spot, Richie Martin at the plate. He squares to bunt. It's low, and it hits off the chest guard of the catcher. So taking second base is Sparks. But they're going to say that Richie pulled his bat back in time. So 1-0 is the count. This one is hit near the road, and there's a lucky car driving by. Oh, it bounces right in front of it. So no car gets hit by that foul ball. It would have been 102 points if he did hit it, though. And probably talking with somebody's insurance company. 1-1. That one's high and outside. 2-1. Runner dancing at second base. The next pitch. This one is hit hard back up the middle. The shortstop gets it on a big hop. He tosses it over to first base. It's wild. Hits the dugout. They're going to throw it home. That one gets past the catcher at home plate. So a run comes across to score. That's Nolan Sparks. And now the runner at second base is Richie Martin with the back top of the lineup up. 3-2. Payson-Seymour takes the lead here on a couple of throwing errors from the Saukees. The first pitch from Reinhardt to Schwartz, and this one is lining. Will it stay fair? Whoo, barely goes foul. Chasing that ball down was Luke Archer. He had a pretty good read on it, but that ball had some tail with it, maybe a little bit of help from the wind. Haven't had many issues with the wind today, but on that specific hit, the wind was catering towards promoting how far that ball would go. And freezes him. That's a big strike there. Now 0-2. Seems like Reinhardt continues to settle in and get stronger as he finds the zone. 0-2 pitch. That's fouled out of play. Headed towards the tree behind us, so not as far away as the road. So they'll have to toss the ball in. And we're ready for baseball again. 0-2. That one, just trying to get him to chase it, sailed high. Digging back in is Schwartz. Taking his time, Reinhardt. This one is going to be lined into center field. They're going to have to crash hard. And Pinnock is the one who sneaks in to make the catch. He was squatted down, and it was a line drive that knocked his hat off. He was squatted down to make the play, but the good news is he gets the out, helping his pitcher as much as he can to get out of this inning. 3-2, runner on second base. And the new batter stepping into the box is Nyson. He takes strike one. 0-1 the count to number 1, Wyatt Nyson. This one is slapped just foul. Moving out of the way was Ashton Ertz. Kind of just became Flat Stanley as he laid against the fence. So Nyson digs back in, and Reinhardt is ready to go. He's already trying to get the signs figured out for what he wants. Come set. This one spoiled. Good pitch. Had some break to it, but it runs foul. The 0-2, that one's high. Luke Sack saw it coming a mile away, though, so he stood up and was able to make the catch, and no damage was done. 1-2. The next pitch swung on and missed. Pulled the string on him. That's a strikeout, and we are headed to the top of the third inning. Pittsfield has some work to do as they trail Payson-Seymour 3-2 on Eagle 102.
Eagle 102 Game of the Week coverage brought to you by Loyalty Dogs, Crazy Ladies Garden Center, and Niebuhr Funeral Homes.
As many as 50% of people don't take their medication as prescribed. Missing or not taking medication can be deadly. For questions about medication, visit your local Health Mart pharmacy, Bowling Green Pharmacy, located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green.
Cellular and Satellite Center is the only stop you need to make when it comes to satellite providers, offering DirecTV and Dish Network along with antenna installs. Now, a special message from Matthew Niemeyer himself.
If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong.
Contact Matthew at Cellular and Satellite Center in Bowling Green, your local authorized dealer.
Area High School Sports on Eagle 102. Brought to you by Cellular and Satellite Center, Pike County Memorial Hospital, and Community State Bank of Missouri.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth. Sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
3-2 is our score as Payson-Seymour is leading Pittsfield. Pittsfield on the road this afternoon, so they're going to have some work to do in the top half of innings. They're trailing here. Looks like we may have somebody coming into this ball game for Pittsfield. So once we get the for sure there, it looks like number 16 is joining our ball game today. So we'll see who exactly that is, as he didn't bat the first time around. So we'll get that to you here shortly. That'll be Luke Archer. So he's in the ball game. I just wrote down the wrong number. There was a 6 involved, but that was it. There was no 1 in front of it. So it is Luke Archer. So I was going to say. So he'll lead off the inning. It'll be 9-1-2 for Pittsfield. Luke takes a ball high on that inside corner. Beautiful day for baseball. Nice field, too. Well manicured. And that one's in for a strike, 1-1. So evens things up a little bit and presents a challenge. That one's in for strike 2 on that outside corner. 1-2. That one's high. 2-2. Archer said, I'm not chasing that high. I'll chase, but not like that. So he'll dig in. And try to use those good eyes again, and he does. It's 3-2. The next pitch. This one is ripped, but it's foul. It's going to travel a long way and roll down the hill. So somebody has some walking to do, but no better day to get your steps in than today. We had that chance of rain moving into today, but that didn't end up happening, and we're happy it didn't because we have a beautiful, beautiful afternoon as that one is fouled back our way. So 3-2, again, the battle continues. Good battle by Archer. Quality at bat here, seeing quite a few pitches from the hand of Hal. This one is hit hard into right center field. They're going to have to do some running. And making the catch, though, is Ashton Ertz. He seems to cover a lot of ground out there. Was nearly in right field when he made the grab. And it stayed up in the air so long that Archer was at second base before he caught it. So that was a big league fly. But that's how the first out of the top of the third inning is recorded. Just as a fly out. So back to the top of the lineup, so look to turn things over. Pittsfield was able to put up 2 runs in that top half of the first inning. Nothing in the second. And now they start the third. 1 out. And back to the top of the lineup with Sachs at the plate. He has a ball in this count. And he takes strike 1, pretty much the same spot. Maybe just an inch or two more towards the plate. So 1-1 the count now to Sachs, who's batting from the left-hand side. This one is fouled out of play, and that does hit a car. It doesn't hit my car, though, so as long as no windshields are broken and it's not my windshield, I'm okay with it. So Luke Sachs, thank you for not hitting my car. 3-2. Excuse me, it's 2-2. 3-2 is our score. Sachs wiggles his bat, and he now takes the third ball. 3-2. He makes himself comfortable as Hal comes set. And taken for ball 4. He worked that count super well. So, runner now on first base. At the plate, it's Brennan Tomhave. He was walked his last at bat. He takes a high strike. A little bit of a delayed call. Standing up to catch that as he was taking a look at the runner at first base, Sachs. It was Miller behind the plate, so he was popping up, and they're going to check on the runner. It was a good pick move, good toss, good tag, but back in safely is Sachs. And that's a high strike as well. So I think that Howell has definitely found the zone. One that he wants to probably keep attacking, especially with Tomhave. If he can get him at the letters and Tomhave's not swinging, that one's in there for a ball. And stealing second base is Luke Sachs. The throw comes in late. It's bounced off his helmet and it skips into left field. And he stood up and he was like, what was that thud? What was that noise? Was somebody knocking? What is that? He's in there safely, so he'll just stand up, dust off. And they'll get the ball back in to the pitcher, Howe. Payson-Seymour has the lead this afternoon, 3-2. 1-2 is the count on Brennan Tomhave. He takes ball 2. This one is ripped into left field. It's going to have to go a long way. And they're diving, but they can't make the catch. That's Diker and Ertz. One run comes across the score. That's sacks, and they tied the ball game. Big double for Brennan Tomhave, who he did the salt shaker, which is what the St. Louis Cardinals started off the season with. They were trying to retire the pepper grinder, and then things, well, they started to go bad, so they went back to the pepper grinder, and now things are just atrocious, so I don't know what they're doing. Getting booed instead of cheered on by fans. That's their new celebration, I guess you could say. But 3-3 in this ball game. None of that will be happening because we love our area teams and all the work that they put in. So Nolan Daniel at the plate. He has the opportunity to knock in Brennan Tomhave to make this game 4-3. Right now we're knotted at 3 in the top half of the third. 1-1 the count to Daniel. Whoo! Big swing. Big miss from Nolan Daniel. Good pitch on that outside part of the zone from Howe. One, two. This one is grounded foul. That'll move back to the fans that are standing down that first baseline. They're able to kind of hold themselves over it to catch the ball game. It's a shorter fence, so they're able to have one of the best seats in the house. As close as you can get to the action without a fence in your face. 1-2. Daniel would like to capitalize here and knock in his teammate Brennan Tomhave, who has a big lead at second base. That one escapes the zone high. Just couldn't get a good grip on it. 2-2. The next. This one is spoiled. Headed back towards the cars. So they'll have to throw in a ball from the dugout. They get it in quickly. They've had to do some chasing today. Quite a few foul balls from both sides and some loud outs on both sides as well. Some big line drives. Really seeing each pitcher well. Nolan Daniel rips this one into right field. Will it get down? And it's at the wall. That is at least 2 bags for Nolan Daniel, who has it turned on. And Brennan Tomhave got a late read on it. Looked like the right fielder may have had a good read on it, might have caught it, but he did not, and so got over his head. Brennan Tomhave able to take third base, but just not able to trade places with Nolan Daniel. So now runners at second and third. That was a big rip. I think that Nolan Daniel was hustling for 3. Trying to push his teammate Brennan Tomhave. But Connor Allen, the cleanup hitter, says it's my turn to clean up. He takes strike 1. That one skipped in. 1-1. Hit hard off that front of the plate. Then hit off the chest guard of Hunter Miller, who was able to recover quickly. And he wants to talk to his pitcher. And so does Coach. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll come back with more baseball here on Eagle 102.
Eagle 102 Game of the Week coverage brought to you by Central State Bank of Illinois, Hanel's Service Station, and Lynn's Heritage House.
At Central State Bank, you're not just an account. You're a person with hopes, dreams, and family that you work hard to provide for, which is why at Central State Bank, they work hard to help you with checking and savings accounts, business and personal loans, along with investments. It's because when it comes right down to it, banking isn't simply about money. It's about helping people make their dreams come true. Central State Bank, central to your banking needs with locations in Pleasant Hill, Pittsfield, Kinderhook, Quincy, and Clayton. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Don't have time to stop by the bank? That's not a problem if you're a customer of People's Bank and Trust. With our mobile and online banking service, you can now bank from anywhere. Deposit checks, pay bills, transfer funds between accounts, check the latest activity on your account, and view images of your checks, all from the convenience of your desktop and smartphone. So start banking on your schedule and download the People's Bank and Trust app today. People's Bank and Trust, hometown banking the way it should be. Member FDIC.
Follow area high school sports on KJFM Radio. Brought to you by Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats, Young Enterprises, and Family Drug.
Big line drive into center field off the bat of Connor Allen. A run comes in to score. The throw was online. The catcher was offline, just trying to give Brennan Tomhave some room so he didn't get a obstruction of the plate. So he was out of the way. The throw was right on the money. A big bounce, but Brennan Tomhave in safely. So the Pittsfield Saukees, they take the lead here. 4-3. Brings Pinnock to the plate. Nolan Daniel still dancing around out there at second base. And the next pitch, this one, it skips past the catcher, goes to the backstop, taking third base, Nolan Daniel. So now 90 feet closer with Pinnock at the plate. Who'd like to knock him in and continue to give his Saukees defense a little bit more insurance. This one is grounded slowly to third base. He's going to have to be quick. Pinnock is hustling it out, and a nice dig over at first, but just not in time was the throw. Pinnock in there safely with an infield hit, and another run comes across to score for the Saukees, making it 5-3. Runner at first base is Pinnock, and at the plate, it's Hayden Gratton. Taking off is Pinnock on the pitch. It's going to find a gap. Will it get down? And it's at the wall. Left center field. A big smash there from Gratton. Coming around to score is Pinnock. And hustling for third is Gratton. He'll be thrown out at third base. What a relay from Payson-Seymour. That out comes after the run is scored. So that'll make it 6-3 for Pittsfield. So we are headed to the bottom of the third inning as Pittsfield takes the lead over Payson-Seymour 6-3 on Eagle 102.
Eagle 102 Game of the Week coverage brought to you by Cliff and Cara at Show Me Caviar and State Farm in Pittsfield.
At Pike County Memorial Hospital, we know how important athletics are for your kids, but with an active lifestyle of sports come health risks and safety hazards. As a certified athletic trainer at Pike County Memorial Hospital, I work closely with our primary care physicians, orthopedic doctors, and physical therapists. We can make a difference between safe play and dangerous injuries for your athletes. Working with Bowling Green, Clopton, and Louisiana schools, our goal is to provide the best possible outcome for your athlete. I'm Casey Sutton, certified athletic trainer with Pike County Memorial Hospital. I'm at work while your athletes are at play.
Royal Banks is your community bank with locations throughout St. Louis, St. Charles, Northeast Missouri, Granite City, and Jerseyville, Illinois. A Royal Bank branch is not far away. Royal Banks bring experienced staff and products and services designed to meet your professional and personal financial needs. Investing in our communities, one client at a time. Call 314-212-1500 today. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC and equal opportunity lender.
High school sports on your area sports leader, Eagle 102. Brought to you by Bowling Green Tractor, Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, and Ingram Plumbing.
Pittsfield Saukees were able to take the lead in the top half of the third inning. 6-3 is our score. It is now the bottom of the third. We've seen Payson-Seymour get back into this ball game already today, so could not be surprised if they knock Reinhardt around a little bit, as they've kind of had his number, and then they've just really taken advantage of the free bases and the opportunities that that the Pittsfield Saukees gave them. We're thinking softball. We got a softball score that came in. 6-3 is our score here in the baseball game, and this one is popped foul, headed back towards the tennis court / basketball court / sand pit. That little one is sliding down and rolling in. Her mom and dad will absolutely love when she gets home and they have to do her laundry. That's a strike. And the batter at the plate is Hal. He takes ball 1. The next pitch from Reinhardt. This one is hit hard down that third base line. Foul. One. That evens this count up. The next pitch from Reinhardt is off speed, and it's in for a strike. Strike 2. So 1-2 the count on Hal. With 1 out. Nobody on. Off speed, he takes something off of it, and it carries all the way into the other batter's box. 2-2. The next. This one is lined into center field. Right where he needs to be is Nolan Daniel. He'll grab out number 2. He made that look easy. Brings Phillips to the plate. Dalton Phillips wears number 25, the designated hitter today. Batting from the right-hand side. And Reinhardt on the bump. This one also lined into center field. Going back and cutting off his center fielder is Pinnock. He grabs out number 3. We are headed to the top of the 4th. Pittsfield has the lead 6-3 over Payson-Seymour on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage brought to you by Lynn's Heritage House, Ackles Farm Market, and Northeast Missouri Title Company.
Bowling Green Tractor wants to change the way you think about yard work with their Ego 56-volt ARC lithium battery-powered lawnmowers, weed eaters, blowers, trimmers, and chainsaws. At Bowling Green Tractor, you can walk in and see for yourself just how easy these products are to handle. Bowling Green Tractor, your home for Ego. Power beyond belief.
Your car, your stuff, your savings. Combine your auto and renter's insurance with a call to State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana, and let Cindy show you how to put life back in your life insurance. Auto, home, and life. Make your wallet happy. Here to help life go right, State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana.
The most complete coverage of high school sports is on Eagle 102, and it's brought to you by Mid-America Auto and Towing, the Mercantile Bank, and Pike County Mutual Insurance.
Bringing you all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth. Sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
It'll be 7, 8, 9 due up for the Pittsfield Saukees. Peterbilt, Helms, and then Archer. If anybody gets on, they'll be back to the top of the lineup as they were able to sack on a few runs there in the 3rd inning, making this game 6-3. So a 3-run lead for Pittsfield as warm-up tosses are still being thrown by Howell. So 3 full innings played. Getting ready to start our 4th inning of play this afternoon. Took some time for Pittsfield to settle into this ball game, but I think last inning definitely showed how their offense has improved that second time around against Tau. And it seems like they've settled in nicely defensively after a couple of walks and an error in that 1st inning and then letting another error in the 2nd inning give Payson-Seymour the lead, but they took that back in the 3rd, and then they were able to go 1, 2, 3 to get out of that bottom half of the 3rd inning. So leading things off is Peterbilt. We're number 23, batting from the right-hand side. He's ready to go. He's just waiting on Hal, who gets his feet set on the pitcher's bump. First pitch to Peterbilt. It's hit hard to the shortstop. Skips a couple of times. He takes his time, throws it over to first base, gets the sure out. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Hal. Brings in the 8th spot, Isaac Helms for the Saukees. The first pitch to Helms is taken on the inside corner for a strike. So he found the zone that time. Painted a corner. Really nice pitch out of the hand of Hal. So the next pitch to Helms is high. He ducks his head out of the way. 1-1, so this counts now even with one out, nobody on. Wind slightly blowing to that left field side. That ball's high. 2-1. 6-3, the Saukees lead the Indians this afternoon in the top of the 4th inning. That one also escapes the zone. 3 balls, 1 strike. The next pitch, that's in the dirt for ball 4. So after starting things off with a strike, a very promising start to that count. 4 balls in a row. And finding his way down to first base is Isaac Helms to bring Luke Archer to the plate. Runner on first base is Helms. This one fouled back towards the road. They'll go pick that one up. It actually makes its way all the way over to Liberty Bank. They're going to check on the runner over at first base. Back in safely is Helms. So 1 strike on the batter. And the next pitch to Archer as Howell comes set. Flashing bunt. Not getting it down, he pulls it back, and then having to run back to first base as quickly as possible was Helms. That bunt was pulled back. Don't know if they were thinking, hey, get it down and we'll steal, so a bunt and run, or if just getting caught in the middle was Helms. But he gets back into first base safely. 1-1 is the count to the batter, Archer, as they check on Helms over at first base again. He's getting dirty as he's dove back in at least 3 times. Another ball at the top of the zone, 2-1. Having runners on definitely messes with Hal. He gets caught up in tossing the ball over to first. And then usually after he tosses over, we have a ball at the top of the zone. That ball's outside, 3-1. Taking off on the pitch is Helms. He stands up instead of opting for the slide at second base. He's in there safely, but that's barely. So 3-2 now the count. On the batter, Archer. That runner in scoring position. And the top of the lineup comes up after this. And this ball is grounded up the middle. That's a single for Archer. And they're going to try to get the run in. That's a strong throw from the outfield, but in safely is Helm, and into second base is Archer. So another run on the board here for the Saukees, making it 7-3, their lead. With the top of the lineup, it'll be Sachs. If Sachs gets on, it'll be Tom Hay, followed then by Nolan Daniel. So they're in that 1-2-3 position with a runner at second base and just 1 out. Taken outside, that's ball 1 to Sachs. Not a bad pitch. Tough pitch to take. Good jump at second by Archer. This one is hit hard to the first baseman. Line drive, caught in the air. They don't get the double play, but they get the out. So now that runner at second base with 2 outs. 7-3 our score. Tom Habe ducks out of the way of that one. It's coming in out of his ear. So after getting buzzed around there, he'll dig back in, just as close as he was to home plate originally. And that one actually hits him. So now runners at first and second with 2 outs. Nolan Daniel could be the one to really bust this game open for Pittsfield. He's who you want at the plate in this situation. He's your 3-spot hitter. Center fielder, wearing number 9. Bats from the left-hand side. Has some speed as well that we've seen. This one is chopped foul. It'll get out of play. 0-1. He was up there hacking, ready to hit that ball to the outfield and knock in a couple runs if he could. Just a little over-eager. Swing was early. That one wasn't. It was on time. It's hit out to center field. Tracking the ball all the way in. It's Ashton Ertz ending the threat. But Pittsfield puts another run up on the board. It's 7-3. We're headed to the bottom of the 4th on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage brought to you by Advanced Physical Therapy, Rick Rodhouse Insurance Agency, and Bowling Green Veterinary Clinic.
When you support a locally owned pharmacy, you're contributing to the growth of the community. The dollars you spend stay right here to support our local community. Family Drug is your locally owned pharmacy, and their pharmacists have a personal commitment to their communities because just like you, they support their community. Family Drug, locally owned and hometown proud on Georgia Street in Louisiana.
This is Tara Grody, and People's Savings Bank is excited to announce the Bobcat debit card. People's Savings Bank believes in giving back to the communities we serve, and that begins with the school district. Every time you use your Bobcat debit card as a credit, People's Savings Bank will give the school district 5 cents. That may not sound like a lot of money, but since starting this program 6 years ago, PSB has been able to give back over $120,000. Open an account online at ourpsb.com or stop by our branch. We are the one with a bright blue roof. Start earning the Bowling Green School District money today just by using your debit card. Member FDIC.
Area high school sports on Eagle 102. Brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, State Farm Insurance, Cindy Blaylock Agent, Perkins Electrical Services, and Bowling Green Pharmacy.
7-3 our score. It's the bottom of the 4th inning here at Payson-Seymour as the Pittsfield Saukees traveled up this way for a nice baseball game this afternoon and some nice weather. Sun is shining. Couldn't ask for a better day for baseball. At the plate, it'll be 6, 7, 8 due up for Payson-Seymour. It'll be Hunter Miller, Nolan Sparks, and Lane Barker. If anybody gets on, it'll be Richie Martin. And Reinhardt still on the bump for Pittsfield. He's really settled in nicely after a rocky 1st and 2nd inning. He tosses ball 1 to Miller. That was a get-over fastball, 1-1. Found the middle of the plate for that. A junky 4-seamer. This one is chopped to the third baseman, getting it on a big hop. Throwing it over to first base for the out is Hayden Gratton. Played very nicely. Big hop right off that corner of the grass where the grass meets the dirt because it's an all grass infield except for the corners. So the corners are those cutouts and second base as well, but you have those cutouts of dirt. So all grass except for your cutouts. Strike 1 taken by Sparks. Oh, 1, make it 0-2. Small child is being told she's got to quit yelling if she doesn't want to be on the radio. I'll gladly give her a mic, put her on today. She's enthusiastic about baseball. 0-2, that one was a waste pitch. 1-2, couldn't get him to chase. 1-2, 1 out. Nobody's on. Reinhardt on the bump. He comes set. Here's the pitch. This one is a defensive swing. Rolls out into the field of play, but they're going to call foul ball, so they may have hit off his front foot. So they'll try again. Really tied him up there with that pitch. So he'll look to make the adjustment. As he steps back into the box, he taps that outside corner. Tosses his bat around a few times before coming set, and this one is hit hard off the glove of Reinhardt. Then scooped up by Pinnock. He's going to have to be quick over to first base, and they get him just in time. That's out number 2. So Miller and Sparks have been recorded as outs, and it'll bring Lane Barker to the plate. Seen a lot of lefties this season. This continues that trend as ball 1 is taken by Barker. And the next pitch, they're just kind of diving off that outside corner low. So 2 balls, no strikes, with 2 outs and Barker at the plate. 7-3 our score. Pittsfield leads Payson-Seymour. That one hits off the glove of Luke Sachs, and it heads to the backstop. Now 3-0. The count. Get over fastball, and it does. 3-1. Big swing back into this count as Reinhardt 3-2. The next pitch. Spoiled by Barker. Will be picked up by the on-deck man, Martin. They'll try 3-2 again. A good little battle as Reinhardt was able to battle his way back in. And he catches him looking. That's a strikeout with a called strike on the outside corner. We are headed to the top of the 5th inning. Pittsfield leads Payson-Seymour 7-3 on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage brought to you by Castile's Color Wheel, PJ's Salon, and Meyer Implement Company.
Ingram Plumbing has always been known for its outstanding plumbing service, but did you know that Ingram's is also the largest retail plumbing supply store in the area? We carry Delta faucets, a complete line of Whirlpool tubs and showers, jacuzzi pumps, and many other specialty items. Stop by Ingram Plumbing today, Highway 61, Bowling Green.
Pike County Health Department Home Health and Hospice is seeking compassionate nurses to join our work family. We offer competitive pay, great benefits, and flexible scheduling. Don't wait. Apply today at pikecountyhealth.org.
Follow area high school sports throughout the season on Eagle 102. Brought to you by Veolia Landscape Supply, Royal Banks, and A Taste of Philly.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth. Sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
7-3 our score as we start the top of the 5th inning here at Payson-Seymour. Pittsfield is leading Payson-Seymour, so Saukees leading the Indians. Been a good little battle between these teams. Saw some offense today from both sides. And still on the bump will be Howell. So we've seen some flashes of some really good stuff from him. Giving up a few hits that have went to the wall. It's going to be tough to clear a fence here. But overall, he's done a pretty nice job today for the Indians. For Pittsfield, they're back to the middle of their lineup. It'll be Connor Allen, Justin Pinnock, Hayden Gratton, and then if anybody gets on, it'll be Draven Peterbow. So 4, 5, 6, possibly your 7 hole today. As Connor Allen does some box maintenance. Must be very zen. He raked his cleats around quite a bit. And they're trying to get the music stopped in the dugout so that they can get back to playing baseball. The pitcher, Howell, was looking over and kind of turning his hand at them like, hey, turn that down. We're ready to play. First pitch to Tom Have. Comes in high with some heat on that inside corner. Backs him off the plate, but it's taken for a ball. This one is hit hard, but foul. That's over to the school. Beautiful campus here with there's some buildings and school buildings behind us. Close to the field. Saw a lot of kids who were walking home this afternoon from school. You don't see that as often. Nice that they could do that. 7-3 is our score. And 3-1 the count on the batter, Brennan Tomhave. The next pitch. Oh, backs him off the plate, but called for a late strike there. That makes it 3-2. And not Tom Have, that's Connor Allen. Connor Allen will dig back in. He hits this one foul. Was doing everything he could just to stay in the count. The count to Connor Allen. Digs in and he takes ball 4, but that was close. So a walk issued to Connor Allen, the 4-hole hitter, and that brings in the 5 spot, Justin Pinnock. He's been all over the place defensively, making plays in the outfield, behind second base. Doing his job, has some good range out there. Good athlete as he digs in. Allen gets a good jump at first base. This one skips past the catcher. It's going to go all the way to the backstop, rolling slowly. So standing up at second base pretty easily is Connor Allen. One ball on the batter. This one is hit hard through that 5-6 hole. Trying to make the diving stop was Nyson, and he can't get it done. So Connor Allen to third base, and Pinnock, he rounds first base hard. He'll go back. So 5-6 hole single for Pinnock. So no outs here for Pittsfield, and runners on the corner. Bringing Hayden Gratton to the plate. He's had some success already today. He takes strike 1, and taking second base is Pinnock. He'll stand up as it was not contested. But strike 1 on the batter. Ooh, big swing. Fold him. 2 strikes on Gratton. He's got his oven mitt in his pocket. He's planning on running. Let's see if he can win the battle. This one is hit hard into left field. Going back, it's at the wall. Center fielder makes the catch. Ashton Ertz, he sets his feet up nicely to toss the ball in. And to third base safely is Pinnock, and crossing home plate is Connor Allen. So an RBI fly out. The sac fly from Gratton. He gets the job done. That makes our score 8-3. 1 out, runner at third base. That runner at third base is Pinnock. Peterborough at the plate with the opportunity to knock in another. High on the outside. 1-0. This one is hit hard into center field, and that's going to drop. Right fielder beats the center fielder to it. He gets it in quickly to hold Peterbow to just one bag, but the run comes across the score, making this game 9-3 in favor of Pittsfield. At the plate now is Isaac Helms. The runner on first base is Peterbow. 6-run lead for Pittsfield, who has seemed to just busted things open offensively. Taking ball one is Helms. Digs back in on the right side, and he takes ball two. Just missing on that outside corner. Both pitchers today have been crunched just a little bit when it comes to the corners, but they're good pitches, things to build off of, and just discipline from the batters. 3-0. Ball four. So after giving up their run there, the last two actually, giving up 2 runs, it's a walk issued to Helms. So now runners at first and second base, and it looks like we're going to have a pitching change as the ball's being given up. We'll take a quick break. Be back with baseball next on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage brought to you by Bibb Beach and Collier Funeral Homes, Sun Window Company, and Center Locker Service.
The Mercantile Bank of Louisiana is introducing Merc BK Mobile with the ability to take a picture of your check and deposit it into your Mercantile Bank account. You'll never have to worry about getting to the bank. Find more information by visiting mercbk.com. The Mercantile Bank, located on the corner of 3rd and Georgia Streets in downtown Louisiana. Member FDIC.
On every journey, you should enjoy peace of mind. I'm Corey Buchanan at Pike County Mutual Insurance Company. We take pride in keeping you protected. That's why we offer discounts for good students, safe driving, and more. Trust us to look out for the road ahead. For a free insurance quote on your home, auto, farm, or ATV needs, give myself or
Shelley Clucky
a call today. Pike County Mutual Insurance Company on the square in Bowling Green.
The area's best coverage of high school sports on Eagle 102, brought to you by Pike County Health Department, People's Savings Bank, and All Parts.
And we do have a pitching change. Number 3 comes into the ball game for Payson-Seymour. As soon as we get that figured out, we will let you know who that is. And it looks like it's Richie Martin who will be in to pitch in this ball game. So he comes in from right field, and we'll have to see who. I wonder if there's been some defensive moves. It doesn't look like it so far on the infield, but assuming maybe we have Connor Howe going into right field. We'll need some binoculars for that. That are some eyes that can see super far and see numbers that are really small. But as of right now, we'll wait until they run in. So, getting his warm-up pitches, though, is Richie Martin. I do have a softball score to pass along to you. It was Berry Western. They had a walk-off ending. It was a walk-off home run to defeat Rushville Industry 2-1. So, a big win for the Berry Western Wildcats. So, congratulations to them today. And we're back and ready for baseball here. This one is hit hard to the second baseman. It skips off of his toe. It's in the air and picked up by the shortstop. So, bases now loaded for the Saukees. As that was Luke Archer. He hit the ball on the ground hard. Good things can happen. That's exactly what happened there. And that may be Hal at second base. That one gets past the catcher, but it bounces off that netting too hard for anybody to take home plate. And it is. Connor Howell is now at second base. So some changes in the outfield that we'll still continue to get to. But at the plate is Luke Sachs. 2-0 is the count to Luke. 9-3 is our score. Pittsfield with the bases loaded. This one is hit hard. Up the middle. The second baseman can't make the grab. One run comes across the plate to score, and they'll hold everybody else at their respective bags. So bases are loaded again. Our score now 10-3, though, with an RBI single up the middle from Luke Sachs. Now Brennan Tomhave will step in. If the Saukees can clear the bases here, and that's ball one on the outside. If they can clear the bases here and hold on for 3 more outs, they could possibly end this game early. It's 10-3 our score. Got to have 10-run lead here in the 5th to short game, but just a possibility that is out there for Pittsfield as their offense has been really heating up in the last couple of innings. And ball 2 taken by Brennan Tomhave. This one is fouled out of play, 2-1. Absolutely no fans broke for that. I think they're kind of tired of maybe running to get those foul balls. The next pitch to Tomhave. High outside. At 3 balls, 1 strike. This one's grooved over the middle of the plate. Timing was just a little bit off, so it's sent back to the screen, 3-2. So we've got a battle here. There's nowhere to put him. So if Martin thinks about walking him, he'll walk in a run. Tomhave is ready to hit, though. The 3-2 battle. This one is pop high. Will it stay on the field of play? No. Heads to the concession stands and actually runs into the open door for the women's bathroom. So, they'll try 3-2 again. With 1 out and the bases loaded. This one is fouled off again, so just continuing to spoil pitches until he gets one he wants is Tomhave. 10-3 in the top of the 5th. Tomhave, right-handed hitter. This one also fouled. Just off that inside part of the bat. Timing is his hands are there, his hips are not. So just trying to get in sync. Three-two pitch. In for ball 4, so they walk in a run. Now 11-3. Pittsfield leads. Payson-Seymour as Nolan Daniel will step into the box for the Saukees. Just 1 out and the base is loaded for their heavy hitter. That's in for ball 1. Richie Martin struggling to come into this game and throw strikes. As we mentioned, it took both pitchers, both for Payson-Seymour and Pittsfield, some time to adjust to the zone today. And that's ball 2. It looked nice on the corner, but it's a ball. Very consistent zone this afternoon. Called a good game behind the plate as the umpire. And that's in for a strike, 2-1. And Nolan Daniel has something to work with here, 2-1, 3-1. That ball gets past the catcher, skips off the back net, pretty hard back towards the pitcher. 3-1. No one comes across to score as that one bounced off the wall too hard. Bases still loaded for Pittsfield. So they lead 11-3. And that's ball 4. So another run will be walked in. 12-3 now our score. That brings in Connor Allen. So we've batted around this afternoon in this inning. And it looks like we may have another pitching change. Maybe. That or a very frustrated coach. So we do have another pitching change. So we'll take a break. We'll come back with baseball next as there's a pitching change on Eagle 102.
Eagle 102 Game of the Week coverage brought to you by Loyalty Dogs, Crazy Ladies Garden Center, and Niebuhr Funeral Homes.
As many as 50% of people don't take their medication as prescribed. Missing or not taking medication can be deadly. For questions about medication, visit your local Health Mart pharmacy, Bowling Green Pharmacy, located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green.
Community State Bank of Missouri in Bowling Green and Troy, where the number one priority is the customer and adding new services to help simplify your life and building a strong, high-performance financial services organization. Community State Bank in Bowling Green and Troy, your community bank since 1887, member FDIC.
Area high school sports on Eagle 102. Brought to you by Cellular and Satellite Center, Pike County Memorial Hospital, and Community State Bank of Missouri.
So another pitching change. It's, the second in as many minutes as we've had over here, as a couple of walks were issued by Martin. So the plug was pulled on him pretty quickly. And into pitch now is number 34. We will check and see who that is, as we've done some moving this afternoon. So different people in different places, and it looks like now in the ball game is Nick Boone. So he's coming in for somebody. Somebody had to come out on that one. And I think it was Martin that they took out of the ball game. So Martin comes out. Boone comes in. He replaced him either way. So Connor Allen in the batter's box. And he sees ball one high from Boone. Bases are loaded. 12-3 our score. And that one is high. Jumping as high as he can was Hunter Miller. Tipped off his glove still at that point and got to the backstop. No one takes home, as Pittsfield is pretty content with where they're at right now. But another run this inning would give them the opportunity to end this ball game in 5. That's strike one on the outside corner to Connor Allen. That one taken outside. 3-1. Has quite a bit of spin on it from Boone. He's just having a little bit of control getting it into the zone. That one escapes the zone as well. So 3 runs have come across the plate to score here as of late, and they've all been walked in. So 3 runs have been walked in of the 5 that have been scored. Or the 6 that have been scored this inning. As the umpire cleans off home plate. So we'll go bases loaded again with Pinnock at the plate. Just 1 out. Pittsfield has the 10-run lead over Payson-Seymour. In the hole is Draven Peterbow. On deck is Hayden Gratton. And strike 1 to Pinnock. So that's something to build off of, as Boone has just kind of been thrown into the mess that he has out there. That one high. Ball 1. Had some good velocity. His mechanics, he finishes his pitch at the top of his motion. He's not coming all the way down. So, having a little bit of trouble there with the zone and getting that finish on his pitch. 2-1. Nowhere to put him, but you also don't want a base clearing knock. That one is a long, long strike. Out of play. Off the bat of Pinnock. That evens things up here, 2-2. This one is hit hard, and it's under the glove of the shortstop. One run comes across. Here comes another. They're going to toss the ball into third. Nice tag, but in there safely. The Saukees. So 2 runs come across to score. That's Tom Have and Daniel. I believe that's Connor Allen that was headed to third base safely. So, an error on the shortstop leads to 2 more runs for the Saukees. It is 15-3. They've posted 8 runs here. And the 5th. Hayden Grattan at the plate now. 1-1 the count. Boone on the bump for Payson-Seymour. Grattan's had success at the plate today. He's looking to continue here. Few more won't hurt. Whoo, swung on and missed. Fooled him. That was off speed and high. He was kind of guessing and guessed wrong. The 1-2 pitch. This one hit hard to the second baseman. He falls down. He makes the stop, though. Tosses it over to first base under the glove of the first baseman and into the coaches of Pittsfield as they were hanging out outside the dugout. 1 run comes across the score. That's Connor Allen. 16-3. So an error on the throw from the second baseman. Runners at first and third. For Pittsfield. Grattan at first base. He gets a big jump. He'll head back to first, though. And Peterbow at the plate. Runners at the corner. 16-3 our score in the top of the 5th inning at Payson-Seymour this afternoon. Boone on the bump. That ball is in the dirt to Peterbow. 1-1 the count. Looking for an out here. They'd like to stop the bleeding if they could. This one is fouled out of play towards the road. That's been a busy road today. There's been a lot of foul balls that way, and then you've had a lot of drivers, and there's been so many foul balls that have come close to actually hitting cars. It'd be magnificent if you could see it. As a driver, you're probably disliking that. You don't want that to happen. But as me, a broadcaster, sitting here on the sidelines watching a pretty good baseball game this afternoon, I would find it humorous. 2-2, the count on Peterbow. Swung on and missed. That's the out that Boone was looking for. 2 outs with runners at the corners. Busted this game wide open this inning. Pittsfield took advantage of some freebies. 9 runs scored here in the top of the 5th. 16-3 our score. This one is chopped to third base. It's off the glove of the third baseman. The shortstop's running after it, but safely at first base. We've also made a change there, so that was a change, and that is number 8 that was in for Pittsfield, got the hit. That was Tim Hull. So Tim Hull with the hit. And runners at first and second, as it's now 17-3. Tough ball in the hole. I think there was some communication issues. This one's hit hard back at the pitcher, bounces off the bump. They tag second base for out number 3 as it skips off the bump. Taking his way towards second base was Nolan Sparks. He was able to just step on the bag, and that is how the top of the 5th will end. But Pittsfield puts up 10. We are headed to the bottom of the 5th inning here. If they can get 3 outs, this game will be over on Eagle 102.
Eagle 102 Game of the Week coverage brought to you by Central State Bank of Illinois, Hanel's Service Station, and Lynn's Heritage House.
From the classic cheesesteak and rich crab cakes, a taste of Philly in Bowling Green is a fan favorite. A meal ready for you before or after the game, and game day jerseys are welcome. Open 7 days a week. A taste of Philly. Business Highway 54 West in Bowling Green.
It's a great time to buy or sell a home. I'm Vicki Cadwalder, and I take pride in offering skills that make the process go smoothly from beginning to end. Even after closing, I enjoy staying in touch and being there to help you if you have any other needs or questions. Call me and we'll create a personalized plan just for you. Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, loving our small town life.
Follow area high school sports on KJFM Radio. Brought to you by Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats, Young Enterprises, and Family Drug.
17-3 our score. It looks like we will have a pitching change for Pittsfield. And that is, let's see here, I believe, what's the number? Shining in the sun. But even my contacts can't see it. So we'll have I believe that's number 14. So Kyle Bradshaw into pitch to try to close this one out for the Saukees, who lead 17-3 in the 5th inning. If they can get 3, this game will come to a close. It was an offensive explosion. It was 10 runs in the top half of the first that Pittsfield was able to tack on. Good outing from Reinhardt today. He allowed the 3 runs, but other than that, was able to adjust on the fly, especially with the smaller zone this afternoon. Throw goes down from Luke Sachs. That's a one-hopper that escapes to the outfield, but that's all right. We're ready for baseball in this bottom of the 5th. Boone will be in to hit. He was brought into this ball game to pitch. He'll experience some time in the batter's box against the new pitcher, Bradshaw. First pitch. Ooh, nice little curveball. That's one way to start him off. It's a strike on that outside corner. This one's in the dirt for ball 1. 1-1 the count. No outs. Pittsfield leads Payson-Seymour this afternoon. This one hit hard into right field. Right where he needs to be is Luke Archer. He camps out under it. That ball stayed up in the air a lot longer than I think many people thought it would. But that's out number 1. Just a towering fly ball to right. Archer got a good read. That brings Schwartz to the plate. So we're back to the top of the lineup. On that outside corner, but taken for a ball. Bradshaw comes set. The 1-0 pitch. That elevates as well. Make it 2-0. Gonna have to groove one here. The 2-0 pitch. That one is grooved, but it is fouled. Back towards us. 2-1. Bradshaw comes set. He's ready here. The next pitch. Way out of the zone. Let's make it 3-1. It'll be Schwartz, Nyson, and if either of them get on, it'll be Ertz. And that is a walk issued to Schwartz. So runner at first base. After getting that fly out, a walk issued by Bradshaw. And Nyson steps in on that right-hand side. It'll be his first time seeing Bradshaw today. That one hit long over the wrong fence. It's foul. Continue to run down that left field line. Escaping at the last second. So long strike. Nyson will take his practice swings. Give himself some time as Bradshaw gets his footing. Takes a peek over at the runner. Schwartz at first base. Schwartz was taking off. It's a hit and run. High fly ball. Third baseman wants it, but it escapes the field of play. Oh! Right down that third baseline. He reached over and he grabbed it. What a play. So that's 2 outs. Just robbed there. Tough to see down that line where the dugout kind of moves its way into the field, blocking some of that view and down that left field line. And that's a big swinging strike there. But a big catch from the third baseman, Gratton. Runner at first base still for Payson-Seymour. This one is grounded to the third baseman, Gratton. He fields it cleanly, throws it to first base, and that's out number 3. This game will come to an end at 17-3. Pittsfield defeats Payson-Seymour. We'll talk about this one next in the postgame show on Eagle 102.
The Eagle 102 postgame show is coming up.
At Central State Bank, you're not just an account. You're a person with hopes, dreams, and family that you work hard to provide for, which is why at Central State Bank, they work hard to help you with checking and savings accounts, business and personal loans, along with investments. It's because when it comes right down to it, banking isn't simply about money. It's about helping people make their dreams come true. Central State Bank, central to your banking needs with locations in Pleasant Hill, Pittsfield, Kinderhook, Quincy, and Clayton. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
One Multi-Sports Complex in Bowling Green is your year-round indoor facility to get your softball and baseball work in. Call Courtney at 573-324-2193 or Matthew at 573-324-8282 to schedule an appointment and to inquire about memberships. One Multi-Sports Complex just off VFW Road in Bowling Green.
Don't have time to stop by the bank? That's not a problem if you're a customer of People's Bank and Trust. With our mobile and online banking service, you can now bank from anywhere. Deposit checks, pay bills, transfer funds between accounts, check the latest activity on your account, and view images of your checks, all from the convenience of your desktop and smartphone. So start banking on your schedule and download the People's Bank and Trust app today. People's Bank and Trust, hometown banking the way it should be. Member FDIC.
High school sports on your area sports leader, Eagle 102. Brought to you by Bowling Green Tractor, Vicky Cadwalder, Real Estate, and Ingram Plumbing.
Bringing you all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana. Time now for the Eagle 102 postgame show on KJFM.
17-3, our final score today, as Pittsfield was able to defeat Payson-Seymour. They were on the road here this afternoon for a beautiful day. Big field. They took advantage of that. So this game was actually a lot closer for that first 3 innings of play. It was tied at 2. Payson-Seymour had the lead 3-2. And then all of a sudden, it was Pittsfield who woke up, and they were able to not add about 5 runs in the 4th inning, and then they were able to add 10 runs in the 5th inning, and so they got the victory 17-3. So after those first 2 innings of play, they weren't allowing any more for Payson-Seymour. So coming out on the winning side, they definitely turned their offense on whenever it came to the 4th inning, but when the 5th inning rolled around, they were just teeing off at that point. So big offensive day for Pittsfield. They were able to keep themselves in the ball game, and I think early on it just took some time for them to settle in. There was a smaller zone for the pitcher today, Reinhardt. He was able to settle in nicely, find the strike zone, and start painting quarters and starting getting people to chase. On top of that, there was an error in the field, a couple of errors actually for Pittsfield today. There was a mental error and there was a physical error. And so when you have those, it kind of throws things off. So this game was a lot closer than it should have been at the beginning, and it wasn't until later in the ball game that you saw Pittsfield really break away. But a big win for the Pittsfield Saukees today, 17-3. We'll wrap this one up next on Eagle 102.
Eagle 102 Game of the Week coverage brought to you by Cliff and Cara at Show Me Caviar and State Farm in Pittsfield.
Pike County Health Department Home Health and Hospice is seeking compassionate nurses to join our work family. We offer competitive pay, great benefits, and flexible scheduling. Don't wait. Apply today at pikecountyhealth.org.
Your car, your stuff, your savings. Combine your auto and renter's insurance with a call to State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana, and let Cindy show you how to put life back in your life insurance. Auto, home, and life. Make your wallet happy. Here to help life go right, State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana.
Bowling Green Tractor wants to change the way you think about yard work with their Ego 56-volt ARC lithium battery-powered lawnmowers, weed eaters, blowers, trimmers, and chainsaws. At Bowling Green Tractor, you can walk in and see for yourself just how easy these products are to handle. Bowling Green Tractor, your home for Ego. Power beyond belief.
The most complete coverage of high school sports is on Eagle 102, and it's brought to you by Mid-America Auto and Towing, the Mercantile Bank, and Pike County Mutual Insurance.
So it was the Pittsfield Saukees that were coming out strong today, and they got the victory 17-3 over the Payson-Seymour Indians. So good efforts today by both sides, but Pittsfield just a little bit stronger when it came to the end of this ball game. So tomorrow night we will have some high school softball headed your way, a game that we saw earlier in the season, Pleasant Hill taking on Western, and so that was a good game at the start of the season. That was actually our first softball game of the season, and so that was a good game. We'll have that again on Friday, as it is Pleasant Hill taking on Western. This time Pleasant Hill will be the host, as Western hosted them the first time this season, and you have two really, really great teams in Pleasant Hill. They have McKinley Lowe on the bump, and then it will be Skylar Bainter for Western, likely, as we didn't see her that first time around, so we'll see what they do, and we'll likely see Skylar Bainter, as she's kind of been the workhorse for Western this season. So should be a good game tomorrow night. Make sure you tune in right here to Eagle 102. 4:15 is the pregame. 4:30 is set for first pitch. But a victory today for the Pittsfield Saukees in baseball action, 17-3. From Maddie Ingram, Eagle 102 Sports. Good night, everybody.
You've been listening to Area High School Sports on Eagle 102. Join us each week as we bring you the best of area high school sports on air at 102.1, online at kjfmradio.com, and on the KJFM radio app. You can find a full recap of scores online and daily during Eagle 102 Sports, all from your area sports leader, KJFM Radio. You're listening to KJFM Louisiana Bowling Green, 102.1 on your dial, all day, every day. Eagle 102 KJFM Radio.
Let's roll the window